Hey, namaste, my witchlings. How is everybody doing today? Still gotta throw the lipstick on. Are we shocked? I'm not. All right. Betty Boop. Okay. I am in a fairly good mood today. I am still not quite awake. Because despite telling the schedulers at the VA that an 8 a.m. appointment was not feasible for me, they did not listen. So Witchy Mama had to get up ungodly early, sit through a 15-minute appointment with the provider saying, hey, my hands are tied, there's nothing more I can do, and then go back to bed. And then got up at normal time, took care of the dogs, and realized there was no way I was staying awake. So I went back to bed. And unfortunately, as per usual, misjudged how long I was going to need to get ready for this. So, welcome to the chaos I tend to cause myself. And I see a Hazel in the horizontal landscape feed. I see Andrea. I see the hubby. I'm sure there's others. Okay. Andrea, I appreciate your passion. There we go. Yesterday was or day before, whenever the hell that douche canoe showed up, was kind of entertaining, though. Boy, love stupid people like that. Okay, there's that. Not gonna worry about this stuff. Is it windy again today? Alright, my darlings, our I lost a hair tie. Our normal reminders to please be mindful of the energy you bring into my space and be respectful in my chat, because if you're not, Arnold and the mods will be finding you with the banhama.
Hasta la vista, baby.
We called in reinforcements and had plenty of quick trigger fingers on block or ban buttons, and then one of my other mods ever so kindly reported him and his 240 accounts to Google/YouTube, and he has not bothered us since. Fuzzbutt is Fuzzbutt. Still not quite jumping up like he normally does, but otherwise pretty much acting like his normal self. Thank you, Andrea. It is just the three of you in that chat right now, though, so no worries. And then me, I'm sitting here, and it's getting cold. And I spent the day at the hospital yesterday. Walked a lot more than I normally do, so my back is not happy. I know my heating pad I cannot tolerate on more than medium heat anymore, or more higher than low heat anymore. So I'm sitting here in my chair and cranked it up to medium, and I'm going, why the hell am I overheating to the point I'm getting nauseous? What did I do? So the man behind the curtain comes in, and he's helping me do a couple of things in here, and he's like, how hot do you have it? And I'm like, should be on low, but it feels like it's on medium. He looks, and he's like, yup. So I have no idea where it got tossed. Oh, it's over by Tooker's. Okay. Half expecting the cat to be laying on it. Thank you, Andrea. That's actually part of why I was late. I was making me another cup of coffee because, well, I kind of chugged the first one already. But hey, the appointment went really, really well. She did not renew my massage therapy referral because she didn't want to mess up a good thing. She did, however, put in a referral for acupuncture, which my massage therapist also does and is also an approved VA provider for. So I will be seeing both of them, or seeing her for both of them. Yay! Pretty happy about that. Isn't it, Andrea? Oh my gosh. He came and, oh, that's right, he did. As I was crashing and falling asleep last night, I noticed Mr. Fuzzy Butts come up on the bed. And at first, I thought he was going to come snuggle with me. And then, nope, he made a detour and went and crawled under the blanket and snuggled with Dad. So that is very much Fuzzbutt feeling more his normal self. I'm so happy about that. Hey, Mimi, how are you doing today? How you doing? Why do I say it like Joey? And then Swords. Hey, Echo. Echo, right? Yeah, that's Echo. No. Boo! Ah! You scared me. I know I am, because I'm brushing. Oh. I noticed my hair was looking frizzier on camera than it normally does. And I lost a hair tie. Yup. Oh no, he normally, when he is feeling his normal self, Daddy is his person to snuggle with when he's sleeping. He just usually comes and snuggles with me for about 10-15 minutes in the morning. Actually, one of the first indicators that he was not feeling himself is that he snuggled with me the entire night. All right. Good grief. I still have a lot of hair to braid. There are times when I miss the really, really, really super short bob that I had for boot camp. But I couldn't do anything with it. My hair had gotten long enough that I could do a lot of stuff with it, but My hair was long enough that I could do a lot of stuff with it now that I don't have the energy to do shit with it. And the man behind the curtain, whose hair is about as long as mine, is seriously contemplating just the Mr. Clean look. There we go. Hey, I look far more awake than I feel, though. It was a while ago, Bean. Doom. God, it was what? At least about a year ago that you popped in for the first time. Ah! Shit. There we go. All right. Yeah, Bean has been here since before I had 100 subs. So, you've been here a while. God. How has it been a year? How have we gone from 33 subs to 1,200 subs for, 1,290 subs in a year? And monetized. I'm freaking blown away by this. And you guys have no idea how grateful I am for all of you for getting me here. Yes, we are still kind of trying to help pay off vet bills because not only did Fuzzbutt have to go to the vet, Luna had to go on Halloween. And she got 2 vaccinations that we were not counting on and had not budgeted for. So, yeah, vet bills are kind of kicking our ass right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and we ended up doing full labs on her for her pain meds because baby girl has hip dysplasia. All right. And we had not fully decided if we were going to run the blood work on her that I ended up going ahead and doing because, well, baby girl has hip dysplasia just like her human big brother, and this weather does not do her any favors. Yes. Thank you, Bean. He has been ordered to pay. Last word I heard was that it is not fully funded yet for the month of November, but there is something, and it is going that he has been ordered to pay. And as we all know, the fascist Cheeto is going to drag his feet doing this, even though, he truthed out that it would be his honor to make sure that his, people get their food stamps. It would be his honor. And he typed that in all caps, which is basically his way of saying, I'm lying, but Mary had the funniest freaking video that I saw last night. She started the video by saying, I really hate to admit this, and I mean I really hate to admit this, but there are certain things that just kind of run in my family, like small hands, and she shows her hand, and then the screen cuts to her to a stairwell, and she's standing at the bottom of it going, hello? Another thing is a huge dislike of stairs or issues with stairs, and she just played it up. It was glorious. That woman, she is making the best of a very bad situation, and just, he's already sued her once. Nope, fingernails are not going to let me clip that, so screw it. All right. Okay. So let's take a sip and try to get started, shall we? Sippy, sippy, sip, sip. That is fantabulous news, Echo. What the hell am I finding with my toes? Oh, well. All right. Oh. I have a headache this morning. I know part of my headache. I am overly warm. If she were still alive, that would be awesome, Andrea. I still say I agree with Marion. We need to start sending tons of packages of mashed potato flakes to the White House. Older siblings are horrible about that shit. Have a good one, Echo. We'll see you soon. Yeah, Lunas is Echo. All right. Let's get prepped here and get ready. I take a sip. Sippy, sip, sip. Coffee. Just the tip. Hello, hello. All right. Today's cards call for sacred release to shed what's stagnant and stand firm in renewal. Namaste reminds us of the power of breath, and self-compassion helps us learn how to transform blame into strength and purpose. Henwin invites us to refresh our space and our spirit. Our moment of Zen from Einstein teaches us that true value lies in liberation from the self. Namaste, Witchlings. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. So, welcome back, or if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, and welcome. Each day, we flow with the sacred spiral, and I am Di, your favorite yoga witch and guide through that. So let's step into today's spiral together. So go grab your favorite crystal. I'm grabbing my selenite heart because I'm feeling heart-shaped today. Light your favorite candle or incense. Cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug. And let's go step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together, shall we? Don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling circle grow and keeps our sacred spiral turning. So what's everybody up to? I need flame. Uh-oh. Thank you, Bean. Yeah, I've got the sniffles. I think something in my CPAP is wonky because I was fine when I got up for my appointment. And then I put it back on and went back to sleep. And when I woke back up, I couldn't breathe through one side. Yeah, Hazel, I agree with you. He makes me feel rather ill as well. A witchy slumber party. Oh, that would be awesome, Hazel. I would happily do that. Hazel says we need to have a witchy slumber party. She's so used to doing the same makeup routine over and over. She thinks I could help her try new things. I feel so special. cut creases are fun and super easy to do. I thought they were going to be super, super difficult. And then I watched a video on how to do, and I'm like, why did I think they were so hard for so long? They've kind of become my go-to when I have the time. Today, I just grabbed one of my double-ended stick eyeshadow and threw something together. All right. So we do not have a birthday today, sad face. Don't think we have any anniversaries either, sad. So yeah, my brain is just kind of, it's going chug, gee. So we are going to figure out why the candle is stuck. That's not supposed to happen. All right. That's why I had my hand under it. Ew. All right. It's leaning. Can I fit? Pizza. It's the leaning candle of pizza. Yeah. Pizza. Have a good one, Bean. Thank you, Bean. Yep. I know that reference. I caught that reference. Oh my god. I need to watch. Oh, well, am I pissed? Am I that pissed off at Disney and Marvel right now? Or am I willing to watch the movies? Figure it out later. All right, y'all. We are going to light our candle today for Will, my dear friend, who's usually in here. I think he has a follow-up today. And his post-operative healing. So, Will, my friend, my dear, here's to a quick... Hey, you! Here's to a quick and relatively painless recovery. He was lurking again. All right, my friends. As I light our flame, may our light be a beacon of hope and light in the darkness for those stumbling and lost along the way. Sometimes, most times, I also hold this light for survivors and victims of gun violence in the United States, remembering them in our circle. Speaking of, yesterday was the anniversary of Uvalde. All right. And now, may have been but I saw a post about it yesterday. I'll talk more later. With the lighting of our candle, our sacred circle is now closed, and we invite the ancestors to join us today. Alright, so don't forget again to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It keeps our Witchling circle growing and keeps the daily spiral turning. Oh boy. I saw a post from Lisa Lee Curtis about it yesterday. She actually... Okay, I apologize. It was May. But I saw a post from Lisa Lee Curtis about it yesterday. And she shared the story of the teacher that was blamed for leaving the door open in the first post she made. And then in the second post she made, she straight up shared the video from CNN that blew that theory out of the water, because you watch her, she hears the accident outside and she's got her phone in her hand as she goes running out the door. She's calling 911. Hey, I just heard an accident out back of the school. And yes, she propped the door open at that point. But then when she realized that he was walking towards her with a gun, she started freaking out, screaming, he's got a gun, he's shooting. She comes in the door. You watch her kick the rock out of the way and pull the door shut. And then the other thing that she was accused of was running immediately to her classroom to hide. Oh, hells no. This woman, as she is running into the school, she's like, get out of the hallway, get out of the hallway. There's a man with a gun coming. So, yeah. Sorry. All right, y'all. Anyway. Because I hold my candle for survivors of gun violence, and I saw that yesterday. And misunderstood that it was not the anniversary. This was the teacher from Uvalde 3 years ago. All right. Let's take a peek at what holidays are weaving their way through the spiral of this day. Irony. We have International Stress Awareness Day. No, those are not the holidays. Where are they? Okay, I managed to do one of them and did not get the other two. Good grief. This is what happens when Di gets distracted. It is International Stress Awareness Day. It is Commercial TV Broadcast Day, and National Love Your Red Hair Day. All right. International Stress Awareness Day. Let's be real, my witchlings. Stress is that sneaky little goblin that loves to whisper, you're not doing enough. And today, we tell that goblin to shut the fluff up. Breathe in peace, breathe out pressure, and remember, rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. Okay, and then we have our little mini ritual. Light a candle or a stick of incense, and on your inhale say, I draw calm into my heart. And on the exhale, I release all that is not mine. The time to relax is when you don't have time for it. From Sydney J. Harris. Commercial TV Broadcast Day. Haha, the magic of moving pictures, the flicker that brought stories into living rooms and imagination into motion. Today, maybe skip the doom scrolling and revisit a comforting show, the one that made you feel seen. Or better yet, turn off the TV and write your own story instead. What would the Die the Yoga Witch show episode of your life be called today? That's a good question. And then finally, because I love gingers, National Love Your Red Hair Day. Whether your locks are fiery kappa, henna streaked, or metaphorically ablaze with passion, today is your day. Red hair has long been a mark of magic, power, and mischief. So, toss that mane, my witchling, and let your inner flame shine bright. And your affirmation with this is, my fire is sacred, my passion is power, my light is my crown. And that, my witchlings, is our holidays for today. Okay. Andrea has ghosties interfering with her signal. I can see that. We have that issue, Andrea. Our Wi-Fi will go wonky during the heat of summer, but that's because of where the wiring is on the house, and it just gets beat the fluff up by the sun. Yes, I'm watching my language again. All right, haha. Yeah, and we also get a ton of Wi-Fi overlap randomly out of nowhere, especially when the neighbors will decide to, turn their Wi-Fi on for the day, and it's just, or they'll reboot their router, and it's all wonky. And unfortunately, Xfinity has stopped letting us adjust what channel our Wi-Fi is on, so we don't conflict with the neighbors. It's frustrating. Yeah, now it's automatically controlled, and the automatic control doesn't know jack diddly squat because it doesn't realize that we have another Wi-Fi that's like 150 feet, 100 feet away. Maybe he's playing with rose quartz. I just picked up my lapis lazuli bracelet to see if I could warm it up to put it on. Oh, I am actually kind of looking forward to my birthday because I'm going to make a birthday wish list of a bunch of witchy shit. Yeah. All right. Who wants to see what our cards are today? Yes, I do. Let's drink more coffee. We are still paying for me having been at the hospital for 5 hours yesterday. I am still zinging and spinning and zooming, and having to get up early this morning just made it worse. Dude, if I could manage to have this kind of energy on a regular basis, but the problem is it's just my mind that's energetic. My body is like, yeah, nope, molasses. Would be nice. I hate being ADD sometimes. Do what? Oops. Fix. Can't do cards yet. We gotta fix a couple of things. Alright. I get to babble at you guys some more. Yay! Die. Really? Anyway. Oh, I guess I'll show off some of the stuff. So, I wore earrings that I made to the hospital yesterday on the man behind the curtain suggestion, because he's smart. And he's like, and take a few with you. So, I put them into this. And if you purchase a pair of earrings or that from me, this is what I'm going to, give them to you in, are the cute little pink baggies. So, yeah, Di did good yesterday. Alright. I've also decided that, where's Sarge? We have some really high wind gusts going through right now, which means two things. Number one, Sarge is going to be freaked the fluff out for a while. And number two, we might potentially lose power for a few minutes, which hopefully, as long as the complex across the street maintains power, we will be okay. Our Wi-Fi will stick around, but as soon as they lose power, we are SOL. Hey, John, I did see you. Yesterday was exhausting, but went really, really well. My new doctor, she was really sweet, and she's like, I am ADHD as heck, so let's attack one thing at a time. And I'm like, oh my God, we're so going to get along, because I am autistic and ADHD. And she's like, oh, join the club. So we did the x-rays on my pinky, and she's not sure if it's an injury or if I'm just developing arthritis. And then I was starving. Couldn't leave the hospital because I was waiting for my ride. And one of our mods here, Raven, was kind enough to have sent me money a few days ago and was just kind of waiting for me to notice it. So, yeah, I used that to buy lunch. Andrea, very, very, very much so. Between the ADD, the pervasive demand avoidance, and the autism with my texture yuck, and then throw my asthma in there. So, the pervasive demand avoidance, if I am told to go do something, you can guarantee it's not going to happen, even if I wanted to do it. That's right, we'll fill him in a minute. And then the autism and the ADD. The autism texture thing and the ADHD super easily distractible means my dishes do not usually get done on time. My asthma, I can throw clothes into the washer, but goddess forbid my ADHD makes me forget they're there for 3-4 days and they start smelling funky, because then that'll trigger my asthma. If I don't, and I manage to swap them over immediately, pulling them out of the dryer, that'll trigger my asthma as well because of the lint. So yeah, me and keeping house do not work well together. I really need this to become successful enough that I can once again employ a full-time or a once-a-week maid. Oh, you said, oh, John, I'm so excited for you. You missed last night too, so I get to tell you the good news. We are fully we are fully accepted for the first level of monetization, which means we have super comments, we have stickers, we have some of that stuff, and we are going to be working on some of the other stuff. We will be rolling out memberships shortly with the tiers, probably going to be similar to the Patreon tiers. Haven't completely decided yet. But yes, yep, ADHD, anxiety, depression, PTSD, and asthma all combined. With all powers combined, we are not Captain Planet. We are, yeah. And the worst part of it is I also have, cleaning for me is a huge, huge trauma trigger, because my incubator used to use cleaning as a punishment and would force me to clean my room and would just leave me to my own devices and then rage at me when I got distracted by something in my room as I'm cleaning. And yeah, it was, so I'd get locked in my bedroom for hours, because in her opinion, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. And if I turned music on, which is something I learned years ago, makes it easier for me to do shit. If I turned music on and was singing along, goddess forbid, that got me in even more trouble, because in her mind, I wasn't cleaning, I was singing and playing with the music. And I'm like, do you not see the progress I've made here? Really drove her batshit when my kids learned the same trick. Because, hi, I am ADHD and autistic. My children follow in my footsteps. She would bitch and scream and yell that we were letting the upper part of this 2-story house, the kids and I had the upstairs, the trolls had the downstairs. She would bitch and scream and pitch fits over the fact that we were letting the upstairs go to pot. And I'd be like, okay. So we'd crank up the music and the kids and I'd get to work. Yeah, lots of shit to deal with that, but yeah, we drove her nuts. I guess it was a two-way street. Okay, are we ready with the whippy jigger thingamawobber to do cards? The banner, that's what I'm looking for. I thought so. All right, so let's go see what the cards have to tell us today. All right. Oracle number 1 is... Oops. Camera's not ready. Dumbass. There we go. Card number 1 is sacrifices must be made. Next. Stand your ground. Last but not least, I need to reach out. The cards whisper, sacrifices must be made, reminding you that every shedding is sacred. Stand your ground, beloved witchling. Your roots run deeper than doubt. And when your heart murmurs, I need to reach out, trust that call. Connection is magic and your courage is the bridge. Ooh. I like. What do you guys think? Let's move on to these ones. Tarot. Moving on to tarot. Our first card here today is Four of Cups reversed. Motivation for the ability to work out disappointing relationships. Okay. Next. The Star reversed. The implications here are rather negative. Hopes are dead, dreams not realized, you are disappointed or disillusioned. And last but not least, we have death reversed. Decaying situation, a stagnation, and or a near-death experience. Wow. The Four of Cups reversed stirs you awake, my witchling, urging you to face what once left you numb and reclaim your spark. Yet the Star reversed dims that horizon, whispering that dreams you that some... Thank you. Starting over. The Four of Cups reversed stirs you awake, my witchling, urging you to face what once left you numb and reclaim your spark. Yet the Star reversed dims the horizon, whispering that some dreams may not bloom as you had hoped, and death reversed lingers like a shadow, warning that what refuses to change may wither instead. It's time to release the rot and breathe new life into your becoming. Ooh. So at first glance it appears negative, but it actually kind of looks like it's a good thing. So let's see what all combined it looks like. So now, my witchlings, let's braid the oracle and tarot together, bringing their voices into one sacred spiral message. The cards murmur of sacred surrender, witchling. Sacrifices must be made, for the old must fall away to clear the path ahead. Stand your ground, even as the Four of Cups reversed stirs your heart from apathy to loss. The Star reversed reminds you not all dreams are meant to flower, and death reversed warns that clinging to the past breeds stagnation. Yet when your spirit whispers, I need to reach out, listen. Connection and courage are your rebirth. Our affirmation. Our affirmation. I release what has withered, honor what remains, and open my heart to the magic of renewal. My courage roots me, my compassion restores me, and my light rises again, unbroken, unbecoming, reborn. What do you guys think of today's reading? Coffee. Bop. Haha. Wow, that was a really powerful reading. Damn. What do you guys think of it? I'm thinking it's saying good things are coming. Virtual party foodstuffs. Yes! Pizza is always good. Yes, we'll talk about that in the after show. I heard that as well. You too, Hazel. Hazel says she could feel good things are on the way. I agree. Got a couple of things I want to talk about in the after show that are politics or politics adjacent. That was actually... I actually intended for today's candle to light Dick Cheney's way through the veil. Oops. He was one of the worst warmongers, but his daughter is pretty amazing. All right. She is, but she actually had the chesticles to stand up to the Orange Menace. I give her respect. All right. Yep. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, that's like 3 in 30 seconds. Damnation. I'm breathing. Mm-hmm. Yes, tonight is Bitchin' Witch, and we are talking what the hell is Snap. Or what the hell is up with Snap. Uh-oh. I need the mouse for a second. That's what I thought I read. We have a wind advisory in place now. Haha. I missed it. Brain did not register. So, poor Sergeant is going to be freaked the fluff out. It's not braining. He says my brain needs to be braining. Brains. Brains. Now I want to watch iZombie. That was a fun show. I need to find the comic books it's based off of. Yes. Good things are coming. We need to let go of some things in order to receive the better. We have to shed what we no longer need to make room for the good things to grow. Why are my eyes watering all of a sudden? Jiminy Christmas. There's gotta be. My nose just plugged up. My eyes are literally leaking because you guys can hear my voice. I am not crying at all. And I'm just weird. Vert de floof. Sorry, the baby showed up. It's cray-cray out here. Okay. Shall we move on to Namaste, my loves? We should. Namaste says the power of breath. Relax your face. Breathe in through your diaphragm. Every time you breathe, notice how powerful you feel. Breath takes in energy. Air gives us what we need to live. It fills us with power. Feeling the power of each breath allows us to charge ourselves like we charge our cell phones. Breathe this way for 8 minutes and fill yourself up with power. This will help relax your body and power up your mind. I'm hearing Sonic the Hedgehog rings go bing, 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 bing in my head. I worry about myself some days. It's possible, Andrea. All right, moving on to self-compassion. Self-compassion talks about blame butterfly. Just like a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, can you find a small, painful experience and see if you can transform it into strength, purpose, or growth to heal yourself or others? Did that many, many, many times. I have done that with major painful experiences. You go there. I bumped it. I'm sorry. The mouse was sitting where I needed to set my arm. We fight over the mouse on a regular. Typically because I'm talking with my hands and I accidentally bump my mouse. Unfortunately, if I bump my mouse while he is logged into my computer from his, it freezes his mouse for like 10 seconds. Oh, 2 seconds. But it feels like an eternity when we need to do something. I remember had to have been 5th grade. My teacher told us that she was going to do an experiment with us, and she was going to see how many of us could tell how long a minute was. And she had a stopwatch in her hand, and she said, I'm going to start the stopwatch, and when you think it's been a minute, raise your hand. I was one of the few that was fairly accurate. One of the popular boys in the class, his hand went up after, I think she said 6 seconds. And it was funny to see how many hands went up. I kept telling my friend that was in class with me, don't raise your hand yet. Don't raise your hand yet. And she wanted to. And I'm like, I know. Oh shit, I forgot to encourage all of you to vote. I have it lucky. We have mail-in voting here. Mimi, that sucks. Andrea, no, it does not. But well, it is kind of a cute mousey. It's one of the vertical ones, so it doesn't kill my wrist. Love it. Yeah. But yeah, I have been. Hey, Jake! Long time no see, and it's a raven. Arr. Yeah, we're just talking about asking if everybody has plans to vote today. Because me being me, I forget that not everybody has the opportunity to just sit at their dining room table and vote. I have to admit. Yep, same. I have to admit that I am very glad I did not vote when I lived with my parents the way we do here. Because with our family, we sit down together, those of us that are of voting age, and we go through the ballot together and we talk about who we're voting for, why we're voting for them, and then the issues. No, please, I am so not a politician. And then we go through the initiatives that are being voted on and discuss why we're voting for or against these things. And I really love being able to do that with my kids. Had I done that with my parents, it would have been bad. There wouldn't, yeah. Yep, it would have been no discussion. It would have been, this is what you're voting, this is who you're voting for, and this, no. Yeah, we got ours. God, how long ago did ours come in the mail? At least a month ago. We keep forgetting to sit and fill them out. We used to sit down on our anniversary and vote. Do we think politicians are trashy or good? Honestly, it depends on the politician, and it does not necessarily depend on party. We will discuss that during the after show. Oh, Andrea, honey, no. That is how we ended up with the Fashion Cheeto in office, is people opting to not vote. This is something I am kind of passionate about. Please vote. Vote early and in as many elections as you can, because not only do we need to worry about the laws that we are voting to pass, but we also need to be very, very, very concerned about the politicians we are voting into office, from, the local city council and school board all the way up to our national offices. Because if we can get the smaller offices, if we can get the lower offices, like your local city and county officials, aligning with the views that need to be here for our country to thrive and succeed, we are more likely to be able to get them started on a path to larger and bigger more wide-ranging offices. Part of the reason we are in the trouble we are in today with this country is the man sitting in the Oval Office has no clue how to be a politician. He is a raging narcissist who wants power and money, and that's all he cares about. Does not care who he hurts in the process, and he's a freaking showman, and this is the biggest show he's ever put on, and he's getting all of the accolades and all of the attention, and it's just feeding that narcissistic ego. Yes, I am aware that we cannot necessarily diagnose someone that we have not examined, but when his psychiatrist or psychologist niece says that these are the tendencies. All right. Anyway, I am ranting again. I apologize. All right. Moving on. Ooh. Now we honor our goddess of the day. She is a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us on today's spiral. Today's goddess, Henwin, the radiant British goddess of fertility and harvest, appears as a human embodiment of abundance and nurturing grace. Her presence in the golden field symbolizes harmony between earth and spirit, guiding the cycles of growth and renewal with gentle strength. She teaches that every seed sown with love will one day return tenfold in nourishment and peace. In order to honor her today, refresh your sacred space. Shift one thing, stir the energy, and whisper gratitude to the land. Offer a touch of honey or grain to your plants, symbolizing the energy exchange between giver and receiver, just as Henwin's blessings flow endlessly through all that lives. I like her. I do have to say today's picture was entertaining because one of her emblems is the sow. And it took me 4 times trying to convince the internet to give me the picture I needed, because the first one, it was just a pregnant pig. Then the second one, it was a pregnant woman with a pig head. And I'm like, no, I'm not looking at Doctor Who characters. And I'm like, I need a human goddess. And that's what I finally got. It's just incredibly, it was funny. All right, my darlings, my loves, my witchlings. Finally, we close our divination with a moment of Zen, a teaching from the Little Book of Zen to carry into your day. Our first quote is a Zen saying, "Get rid of the self, lower s, and act from the self, uppercase s." And then Albert Einstein tells us, "The true value of a human being can be found in the degree to which he has attained liberation from the self." Lowercase. Albert Einstein. I like that. What do you guys think? What is your take on today's comment? Or Zen? Jiminy Christmas. No. Yeah, what's your take on today's take? Andrea, my brain garbled words. His niece is a psychiatrist, Mary, which is part of why he sued her about her one of her books. That would be cool. I will happily grow pumpkins in my backyard. By accidentally, yep, I know. We accidentally grew some pumpkins in the backyard. All right, my lovelies. My witchlings, it is time to wrap up our show for the day. As we open our circle with the extinguishing of our candle, we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors for being with us. All right. Yes, I agree. All right. No, the meat from the pumpkin will not regrow pumpkin. You need at least one seed. But hey, I like this in theory. Sorry. All right, my lovelies. Hey, James. I did see you, and I was responding to something else he said. That sounds like fun. Or Jake. Hi, James. Hi, Jake. My brain is just merging people together today. Jiminy. I did. He has. My brain is just not being nice. I am so not awake. This is what happens when I spend a day at the frickin' hospital. Have a good one, Jake. All right. Are we ready for today's closing blessing? May the breath... Oh, nope. There it is. Okay, fine. All right. So, here, my darling witchlings, is our closing blessing. I leave you with this. May the breath you take be your anchor and your wings. May every exhale carry away what no longer serves, and every inhale draw in courage, clarity, and calm. May your heart remember that transformation is not loss, it is liberation. Breathe deeply, my witchlings, and rise renewed. As above, so below. Namaste, my witchlings. All right. Now, I do need to remind everybody before we completely wrap up this, I want to say, please remember that I have no corporate sponsors here. My channel is supported entirely by the Witchling community. So we are full of just magic and love and what little bit of cash you throw my way. So please do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. Let's grow our Witchling community and keep our spiral turning. And now, go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness. There is already enough darkness and hate. Let's please try to be beacons of light and hope and love for those lost and stumbling in the dark. Be sure to tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up in fur, glide with scales, or tiptoe on tiny paws and claws, that they are absolutely precious to you. Moments slip away far faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes often come way too soon. And please, my witchlings, always, always, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real, even if you have yet to discover it. I was 45 before I did. I love you all to bits. Namaste, witchlings. Mr. Sergeant Puppy is shaking like a leaf over here. My poor baby. I love him. Alright. Ew! God. Fingerprints where they don't belong. Hi, sweet boy. You gonna go crawl in your bed? Okay, Mom moves. Oh. His safe place, as long as the power is not out, is under my desk in his bed. But if the power goes out and the battery backup thing starts beeping, he freaks out. Yes, you are very welcome, James, and while you are not a witchling, you are definitely a friend of the channel. He's witchling adjacent. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be associated with those Antifa terrorists. That is actually something that is going to come up in the blogs and the podcast next week. Hopefully I will be able to do everything next week because there is a hope that I'm going to be in Oregon. I'm hopeful. Not positive at this point because I don't even know if the babies will be here yet. But next week, the theme of the week is honoring our ancestors. And well, this witch's direct ancestors were the original Antifa because both of my mother's parents were active duty military, Navy, during World War II. Thank you, Raven. I love you. So yeah, that gets mentioned in one of my shows next week. Can't remember if it's Bitch and Witch or the podcast. So I have family that lives in the Eugene, Springfield area. Both of my both of my non-biological daughters are moms, and that's where my grandkids come from. And the younger daughter gave birth a few weeks ago. Elder daughter is birthing twins soon. And their biological dad, who I have not seen since the older girl was a toddler. Well, actually, both of them, they're a year apart. But I have not seen their father since they were toddlers. He is coming up for Veterans Day. And I'm like, dude, I want to get down and see the grands. And if I can get down there while you're up, that would be awesome. Because he is one of my oldest and dearest. Love that man. So, trying to get down there. And the plan is, while I go down there, we're going to see if we can make a couple of side trips, because the cousin wants to go with. She has yet to be able to go see the grandparents in their little holes in the wall. So, want to take her with us to go down and do that. And then we're hoping to make a detour over to Newport to say hi to Hazel here. And we'll figure out where we're going from there. Because, yeah. The problem is, am I going to have the money to find us a place to stay? That's the question. Because normally while I'm down there, if it's just me or me and the spawn, we stay with the elder daughter. But I am so not going to do that with brand new twins in the house. I am not that insane. Yeah. But I am looking forward to it. Come here, you. I am not going to wipe you to pick you up. There we go. Chunk of wick. Okay. So I said I was going to address a couple of political things. Number one, we lost Dick Cheney this morning. And while very much politically, I do not necessarily align with his beliefs. He, I don't agree with this, did not agree with his politics, but I did respect the fact that he actually gave a flying fig about his constituents. Which is something that many politicians today do not. And he raised his daughter, who had the courage to stand up to the fascist Cheeto, knowing damn good and well it was going to cost her not only her seat, but any semblance of a career. So there's that. So yeah, yes, he was a mostly decent Republican. So let's see what else is going on. I do firmly believe in that voting is our civic duty, and as I was ranting earlier, people opting out of voting. Oh, have a good one, Raven. And people opting out of voting is a big part of how we ended up with a second term of the fascist Cheeto, because a lot of people who, generally are Democratic, opted to not vote because they were either pissed off about the fact that, we changed, thank you, candidates midstream. But yeah, or they just frickin' did not like something about Kamala. Generally, the reason they did not like Kamala was her opinions on what was going on over in Israel and Gaza. Yeah. And the biggest part of that was she had to toe the party line of the current administration rather than expressing what she actually thought at the time. And that kind of screwed her over. And then there were a few people, Spawn knows one of them, who normally votes Democratic. But because of the fact that Kamala Harris's campaign was so short, so they were pushing hard. the now former friend got sick of seeing her ads in her face and decided to vote for the Cheeto. So we put ourselves into this situation. It drives me insane. Yes, I'm laughing at John. Whoa, what, babe? We're good. I swear, Mimi is like the little sister of everybody in the group, and John is the big brother. And we interact like that. It's kind of amusing. But yeah. Let's see, what else are we doing today? What is Bitchin' Witch tonight? I should remember. Oh yeah, Snap. We are talking about what food stamps and SNAP benefits are, exactly who qualifies for them, and why cutting them is such a bad idea. So yeah. I think I did touch on that. Let me look. Come here, phony phone. Oh, I am achy. This is fun. Wait, nope. There it is. Man, John Oliver didn't do the, hey. Can you believe it's November already? All right. What the actual hell is up with SNAP benefits? We're talking about the shutdown, the frozen SNAP benefits, and the completely tone-deaf, reality-detached claim that only Democrats use programs like SNAP and Social Security. Hey, Dua. Let's see. What? I'm a dorkfish. Talk about Wick in the basement of the hospital. There we go. I get to read the actual description the man behind the curtain came up with. All right, so tonight we are diving into the cauldron of government chaos, focusing on the shutdown and the disgusting freeze of SNAP benefits. This isn't just politics, this, my darling witchlings, is cruelty dressed up as policy. I'm an angry veteran who knows this struggle firsthand, and I am exposing the lie that only Democrats use food stamps. We talk about the truth. 60% of SNAP recipients with able-bodied adults are already working low-wage jobs, occasionally more than one, frequently more than one. The profound hypocrisy of politicians who hold food hostage while claiming pro-family values. The fear military families face when applying for WIC or SNAP, despite the very obvious need. And we call out the absolute moral bankruptcy of turning food into fucking leverage. Food is sacred, and every act of nourishment is a rebellion. We discuss practical mutual aid and how every listener can roll a nat 20 in their own community to fight hunger. You'll have to tune in to find out where I drop the D&D references. It's gonna be fun. Oh, did you miss my note that I... Distracted? Okay. I'm like, did you miss it or did you get otherwise? That's what I figured. Yes. My left arm, my left shoulder. You can see where I got hit. It's still kind of achy today. Oh, I made a mistake last night. After my appointment this morning, I curled up in bed and laid on my left. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Laying on my left arm. Oh man. Oops. Whoops. Yes, Andrea, you're absolutely correct. Food stamps and SNAP are used by everyone. Hell. Okay, throwing back to my childhood, I grew up on food stamps and government cheese. My parents, my mother especially, was a rabid Republican. I myself, as a military wife, and once we were up here, I relied on WIC as a military wife, and then the kids and I used SNAP after we were up here. Oh, I haven't looked yet. Oh no, that's just from having gotten jabbed twice in the same area. Because she did her best to put them right next to each other, so I only needed one Band-Aid. Because Band-Aids and I don't get along thanks to latex issues. Actually, it's not latex. I have yet to really find a medical adhesive that does not cause issues. Sorry. Those are some bad memories. Last year was bad. He doesn't do well with needles. But I tell you, they didn't hurt as it happened. But sitting in the waiting room of the clinic, I am one of these people. I can make friends everywhere. And being in the waiting room of the women's clinic at the VA hospital, you already know you have something in common with the woman sitting across the aisle. So, yeah, we chatted. There was another lady. She was in for trigger point injections. And she hates needles. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not fond of them, even though I have multiple tattoos. And she kind of laughed. And I'm like, but I'm also one of those, if I can watch them jab me with the needle, I do okay. And she's like, nope. Liquid skin, yes, sort of works. But the problem is when you have something like major surgery like this was, it doesn't work. And liquid skin doesn't work as a Band-Aid. Which sucks. Man, the fucking butterfly strips. I cannot believe the butterfly strips were what triggered my most recent reaction. Yes. John, yes, I have similar. Mimi, yes, same. Okay, so Father Nathan Monk, we all know I adore him. He was talking on Facebook the other day about the fact that he did not realize growing up that being on food stamps was something he was supposed to be ashamed of until a specific incident happened where the shame was handed to him on a silver platter. He was not one to ever really ask for any treats at the grocery store. And one day he actually said, Mom, can we get some Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars? And she went, okay. And so they picked up the ice cream bars and the other groceries that she needed. And they get to the register. And as far as he knows, his mom's just looking at the cash in her wallet. Because this is back when food stamps actually looked like cash. Realized she didn't have enough and started grabbing things to put back, but she would not touch those ice cream bars to go back because those were for him. And then the woman in line behind them decides that it's her right to put her 2 cents worth in, and she says, well, I would put those ice cream bars back, especially considering you're using my money to pay for that stuff. Rant incoming, y'all. These people out there, these people are out there and they are generally Republicans. There are a few Democrats who also feel this way, but generally it's Republicans who feel that food stamps should not be able to buy anything sweet, so cakes, cake mixes, soda, frosting, candy, sugary cereals, etc. should not be able to buy those with SNAP benefits. And all that screams to me is when my kids were little, the only way I could buy cake mixes for their birthdays was to use those SNAP benefits or go to the food bank. And these people who complain about the fact that people on welfare, which by the way hasn't existed in 35 years, the people who use welfare are buying steak and caviar and lobster and all of these, expensive foods and are eating better than people who don't have these benefits. The average household gets maybe $200 a month in SNAP benefits. And while, yes, you can use your SNAP benefits on just about any food source or any type of food. Case in point, Amazon will allow you to use EBT benefits to buy caviar. There is not a goddamn one freaking SNAP recipient who is existing on steak, lobster, and caviar on a regular basis. However, with that said, we are humans. And as humans, we are entitled to have a comfortable and a happy life and even get a little treat for ourselves once in a while. Maybe we got a promotion at work and we want to, have a nice dinner of steak. Or maybe it's the parents' anniversary and they want to have a nice anniversary dinner and they want to cook something other than ground beef and fucking hamburger helper. Or maybe it's a birthday, like I said earlier, and they want to be able to celebrate their birthday with a cake and ice cream and soda pop. Come on, people. Or maybe it's that little kid like Father Nathan Monk who almost never asked for sweet treats of his own, who finally went, "Mommy, may I?" And these people feel that we don't deserve it. And then further rant. The people who bitch about the fact that you show up at the store and you're using an EBT card and you have, a nice new phone and your nails are looking nice and your hair is freshly dyed or you have extensions or a weave or whatnot and you're wearing nice jewelry and your makeup is done really, really well so you don't look like you need to be on SNAP benefits. Well, for one, my phone is on a paid plan through my phone, through my wireless provider. My nails, my kids pay for me to get done on a fairly regular basis when I have them. These happen to be press-ons. My hair, we cut and dye at home, just like my kids did. My makeup, I either save up for months to be able to replenish what I wear, or again, someone else pays for it for me. That nice car that I rocked up in, that was borrowed from someone else. And then there's the people who say, well, you need to be evaluated every year, and if you have new tattoos, you immediately get disqualified for SNAP. If you have new piercings, you immediately get disqualified from being able to use SNAP. If you weigh, 300 pounds, or if you're overweight, you immediately lose your SNAP benefits. And I'm like, excuse the fuck out of me. My tattoos, again, I almost never pay for them myself. My piercings, I figured out a way to get the piercings done for only the cost of the jewelry, and again, I don't pay for that myself. My weight, hi. I am one of those wonderful people that if a medication side effect says may cause weight gain, you can guarantee I'm going to gain weight from that shit. None of these things are reasons to deny me food. And I am not the only one like this. Oh, and the designer bags. I have one really, really expensive designer bag, and I won it in a freaking raffle. And my designer bags that I carry are Betsy Johnson that I picked up at either Goodwill or Ross Dress for Less or some shit like that, Marshall's, for like $10. And this is my experience. I know a lot of SNAP recipients that are in the same fucking boat. But according to those people out there, because we're sucking off the government tit, we don't deserve to have nice things. We need to live in a rundown house with a car that is 30 years old and held together with baling wire, duct tape, and spit, or bubble gum. And we're supposed to wear rags because, wearing nice designer clothes that I picked up at Goodwill is too bougie. I am sorry that I am not performing poor properly for you. It enrages me because I've heard these fucking sentiments out of my own mother's mouth. Yes, yeah, I'm swearing while wearing a Namaste shirt. I'm doing great. But I have heard these sentiments out of my own mother's mouth, who was also on food stamps for a while. And when I was part of in a relationship where we actually made decent money and didn't need the benefits, she demanded that I buy shit for her. Expensive shit. While she was living off of Social Security. Actually, when she and my father first got their Social Security benefits and qualified for SNAP and all of that, she would spend her money on stuff they didn't need. And you know who was stuck paying her car payment, her rent, and all of her fucking bills? Hi, my husband. And she would bitch that I was irresponsible with money. Okay, I'm done with that particular rant. Sorry, but this is the shit. This was the shit this is the shit that we live with. And then people are complaining about the fact that, people use the food banks. And the food banks provide, cakes and stuff. And it comes down to the same thing. Just because we are poor doesn't mean we don't deserve to eat. And yes, Hazel is pointing out that food stamps won't cover hot items. You go to the grocery store and you want to buy a rotisserie chicken, that's coming out of your own pocket. Never mind the fact that I can take that $10 rotisserie chicken and make it stretch for 5-6 meals. They don't care. My tea that I would drink, my hot tea, it's Yogi brand. Or no, not the Yogi, it's the other one. Yep. Yeah, Yogi tea is not covered with EBT because it's considered a medicine. And I'm just... I hate people like that. Yep. He's a tooker butt. It's a tooker tail. What's wrong, Wade? It's a tooker tail. It's a tooker butthole. Good God, child. Have some decency. This is YouTube, not OnlyFans. I should not have said that. Oh God, I hate my ADD. So yeah. And on that note, we're kind of done with that one. Wow, die. Yeah. As Mimi said, she gets her designer bags from Goodwill. Coach bags from Goodwill. Yep. Yeah, yet they're fine with SNAP aiding the economy. Yeah. My brain decided to not filter. Yeah. Oy. But yeah. I because of the fact I grew up on SNAP benefits and I have lived the life. I mean, the fact that there is a WIC office, women, infants, and children, the checks that you get when you're pregnant and have little kids that cover peanut butter, milk, certain brands of cereal, eggs, I think, but I don't remember. But, and formula, the necessities to raising a child. There is a WIC office in the basement of the Naval Hospital in San Diego. That the one hospital that you do not have access to if you are not a military family, or active duty military. That should speak volumes. But nobody acknowledges this. And then there's the fact that so many of our military personnel qualify for this aid and assistance, but there are a lot of them who won't apply for it out of fear of facing repercussions from the sponsor's command, because obviously if you're relying on SNAP and WIC, then your sponsor is doing something wrong, or you're too far in debt, or you're overspending, etc., etc., etc. So they don't utilize this. They just figure out how to make ends meet. And let me tell you, that can lead to families, particularly spouses, doing shit that they really shouldn't be. Hey, Pink. But, oh my God. Going over tonight's rant for Bitch and Witch. We're talking about SNAP and the government shutdown and who qualifies and some of the bullshit we live with. My ex-husband, because of the amount of debt we were in, his command told him that he either needed to file bankruptcy or something, because they were genuinely concerned that he was a security risk due to the amount of debt. Because where we held top secret security clearances, there was fear that he would start selling secrets to whoever so that he could have the money to pay off the debt. Yeah. So we went and saw a bankruptcy lawyer. Talked about the idea of, paying off most of the debt with his reenlistment bonus that he was getting. And the lawyer's like, please don't do that. And I know we never filed for bankruptcy. I just don't remember what the hell what we did. Oh, that sounds yummy, Pink. That sounds very yummy. It sounds very pink. Oh, Jiminy Christmas, excuse me. I was not expecting that. That was not supposed to happen. Love it when they sneak up on me. Yep. If I were drinking soda, I'd have anticipated it. We are just doing... See? Awesome here today. Oh my God. Don't know. Having a day. Welcome to my life. Welcome. Shut up, Di. But the AOL sounds so much fun. Shut up, guys. All right, fine. I'm frazzled. I am not awake. I was contemplating taking a nap between Daily Draw and Bitch and Witch. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Because the man behind the curtain was kind enough to remind me, yeah, Bitch and Witch isn't at 8:30 p.m. anymore. You have an hour. And during that hour, we need to take the dogs out, feed the dogs, feed you, and, make sure that everything's ready for the show. Yeah. So, yeah, nope, ain't gonna happen. Yay me. Shit. Mr. Rogers, yes. I was going to talk about a video, but I can't remember the name of the guy. All right. Basic description. Oh, hey, Hazel. Yep. I have yet to file for bankruptcy. My older brother did, and my mother was, oh, it's okay, they'll learn. But yet when my ex-husband and I were looking at it, oh, well, you need to learn to live within your means and not spend money that you don't have. And I'm like, hate that woman. Hated that woman. I was going to say something. Fuck my life. Where did it go? It'll come back eventually. Nope, it's gone. Cat food. That looks almost like a spam thingamajigger, but I know I was in the middle of starting to say something and now I can't remember what the fluff it was. Let's see what oh my God, it does that. Oh my God, Mimi. Unfortunately accurate though. But yeah, people are crazy. Now I have the song When You're Strange in my head. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. That's the one. People go out in the rain when you're strange. I gotta watch singing like that, though, now that we're monetized, because I can jack shit up. Yeah, brain just completely... That's true. Yep. Alright, come on, Dia. Where's your brain at? It's circling the drain. That's true. But I need to start getting into the habit of not doing stupid shit. Don't do stupid shit. I actually have a key ring. I gave one to one of my sons, and the mate to it is going to go to my nephew, who is now driving. God help me. He's not that old. That says, don't do stupid shit. Love, Mom. Sorry. Yeah, we hear you a lot, love. He doesn't realize how often his voice, I don't know if it comes through the door or through the earbud, but we hear him a lot. There. Let's see, what else are we doing this? Oh, I was talking about nap, walking the dogs, taking care of shit, feeding myself. Yeah, there's just a whole... Yes, 4:30 p.m. my time. So there's a whole bunch of shit that we have to accomplish between wrapping this up and starting that. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Oh, come here. Come here. Hi. People are asking about you, so come say hi. Ooh, look at this. Look who came to say hi. And the fact that he will let me pick him up again shows that he is feeling better. Okay, get yourself comfy, sweet boy. Oh, you want the pets? Okay. Hi. Look at this happy boy. Aw. No, you don't need the jewelry over there. You're not going to crunch the plastic bag, you doofenshmirtz. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. How are you doing? Mm-hmm. You a happy boy? I need to make familiar collars with the little pentacles. What do you think? Do you think that would be good? I know you'd never wear it because it's not your thing. He purring. Look at this happy boy. I turn into such a little puddle of goo when one of my furry children is around. Yeah, are you a good boy? Oh, look at that. He's so happy. Yeah. It's your daily dose of kitty cuteness. Hi, baby. You're the bestest kitty. Yes, you are. He's a quarter Maine Coon. So, he's a big boy. When he lays on my legs, which is one of his favorite places to lay, his nose will be at my ankles, and his hips are at my hips. Oh, it is. It's sitting on it right now. Where'd you go? Oh, give me this. You got fur. There it goes. No, he's not happy and content. Yeah, he used to wear a collar, but that was when we were letting him out in the garage. And he kind of figured out how to get rid of it in the garage and has not let me put a new one on him since. But that's okay because he is chipped and he is an indoor-only kitty. He is an indoor-only kitty because Mom's not taking chances with this furry little bastard. Yeah, he does not like grass. It's hilarious. Thank you, Andrea. I am batshit crazy. I acknowledge this. But at least I'm amusing, right? He is a big boy. I was talking. My driver on the way home yesterday. I made some wisecrack about my life, and I'm like, I really should do stand-up comedy because I turn trauma into comedy all the time. And he's like, oh yeah, I can tell. And I figured this out in high school. I had already signed up for the DEP program, delayed entry program. So I was already in DEP. And I was hanging out with some friends at the Mormon church because, well, I had a bunch of Mormon friends. And I was telling them about my adventures at MEPS, Military Entrance and Processing Station. And what all had happened there that year, or that trip. And telling them about that and some of the other shit that I've lived through, and they're just laughing. And I'm like, hey, I'm good at this. Oh, you're supposed to be turned around because it's Thanksgiving, not Halloween anymore. So yeah, there was that. And then, so yeah, that was my first experience attempting to do stand-up, and I killed it. I did. They thought I was hilarious. And now I've had even more trauma to turn into comedy. Andrea, UPS carrier crashed on takeoff. Oh, that sounds wonderful. We are doing okay so far with cold and flu season. There's only one member of the 4-person household who has been sickish, and that's the spawn. He was complaining his tummy was not happy yesterday, and he's kind of got an icky throat, which terrifies us because the earliest symptoms of the current strain of COVID is a sore throat. So we're like, please don't bring COVID home again. That could kill your stepdad. So, oh really? So yeah, there's that. But he also works at a warehouse. So, bye-bye. I probably should mask when I go out in public still. But I can't stand it. I'm claustrophobic and asthmatic. I'll have to look that one up. It's a good baby. Yeah, I do sound like a Make America Healthy Again mom. And it's no. If someone tells me I have to mask, I will. I will not complain about it. But if I can avoid it, I would rather not. Oh my God, and the whole fucking Tylenols and vaccines cause autism thing. Oh my good gods. Not gonna go on that rant, but yeah. You're a good kitty. My thumb is getting tired, child. Yeah. I have relatives who have had their gallbladders removed. I have a couple of good friends. I know someone very well who has gallstones, has not had the gallbladder removed yet. Yeah, wearing a mask, it sucks. It really does. I know, I wasn't going to name. I hated wearing a mask. I worked the last year and a half at Torrid, or most of the last year and a half at Torrid, blind as a bat, because it was a choice of I either wear a mask at work and not wear my glasses, or wear my glasses and can't mask. And so I had to take my glasses off to see the cash register anyway, so I'm like, I'm just not going to wear my glasses. That went well. Hey, y'all, are you a happy boy? You are. You're such a sweet boy. Watch the murder mitten. Well, you enjoyed the anonymity and people not realizing it was you. Yeah. See, the man behind the curtain puts a mask on and nobody recognizes him because, well, most of the people who know him knew him about 150 pounds ago. So, unless they see his full face or hear his voice, they don't know who they're looking at. It's great. I love it. Man, I tell you, if I didn't have some of the health conditions I do, yeah. Oh, hearing aids and glasses. Oh, I can only imagine you and poor Aspen. Oh. You good boy. Yeah, masks with glasses is bad enough, but I can only imagine what it would be like with a hearing aid. Oh, that's what I'm seeing. Okay. Oh no, the coffee broke. I need more coffee, baby cat. Can I reach for my drinks? I think I'm going to open the soda. Okay, please remove the murder mitten. Thank you. You want to sniff? There you go. That's what I'm doing. He's a good kitty. All right. I'm going to open it now. You know the noise it makes. If I can get it to work and not, rip off a nail. How do you differentiate from the regular cold virus in the onset stage of infection? Test. That's the only thing you can do. It is test for COVID, test for the flu, and pray it's neither. That's all I can say. Yes, that's part of why I'm as tired as I am today. He's like, oh yeah, you're going to be sleepy for a couple of days because you got the COVID booster and flu shot yesterday. Yep. Amazingly, though, I can move my arm and it's not screaming, but the site is kind of tender today. Baby. Sorry. Yeah. He's a good boy. My rant on food stamps is coming back. You know something that annoys the hell out of me? We can get SNAP benefits that provide us with food. But you can't use SNAP benefits for things like toilet paper and body care stuff that is kind of necessary as well, such as deodorant, shampoo, body wash. And why? We complain about people smelling awful. Why can't you buy soap? You can't even buy dish soap or laundry soap. Why? I really feel that people have to have food. That is non-negotiable. But why can we not make sure that they have the other necessities? Why are we so fucking bitchy about it? Yeah, I'm kind of fighting the same thing because this one's shedding like a mother and his fur likes to attach to my nose ring. Oh, he go purr. But yeah. Oh, okay, Mommy will stop. You're a good kitty cat. All right. But I seriously, why do we treat low-income people like scum of the earth? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's part of it. We had it. We let people survive, and then they turned their lives around and started becoming successful. And the rich and powerful are like, nope, can't have that. You cannot. No, you are poor. You must stay poor. You must stay in your lower class state. You're not allowed to be that happy. I mean, I wonder if part of our situation right now is because of me, because I grew up that low income kid. And then we got together and I actually managed to move up from upper lower class to solidly middle class, comfortably. And now we're back at the bottom. Go frickin' figure. Yeah, we're just far enough above the poverty line to not qualify for shit. He drank it. Him's drank his coffee. Yeah. You doing? You still purring at me? You're just a happy boy. Sorry. He's distracting, but he's being lovey. He's such a sweet boy. All right. Oh, hey, come here. There you go. Hi. Oh, okay. Do you need to scoot? Is mom's tummy getting a little bit in the way? There we go. All right. Oh, what are we doing? What are you doing? Where are we going? You want up on the desk to lay down? You can get up there. Yeah. No, okay. Down he goes. Bloop. Go get Dad. Oh. Ah! Leaned over to set my water bottle back up, right? And, earbud decided to jump. But, you know, welcome to the United States of we support rich people. I am so frustrated with my country right now. Yeah. Welcome to the United States of rich people bought our government. And really don't give a flip about, anything else. Oh, hey, Pam tomorrow. Hey, Rob, how are you doing today? We're doing pretty good here. Stress the fluff out, but that's normal. Oh, whoops. Hi, sorry. Yep, Fuzzy Butts abandoned me. I love my silly cat. He's a good cat. Aspen is home. I just got the message from them and I'm like, glad you are home, my friend. Oh, yay, Rob voted. Yay. We have been talking about that today. About the fact that it is impotent. Yeah. It is not on me to tell you guys how to vote, what to vote for or against. I simply want to encourage you guys to vote. Oh, that's right, you are. I keep forgetting that. I have a bunch of teenage viewers. Yeah, most of my teenage viewers are more respectful than a lot of adults I know. I am so grateful for that. Gives me hope for that generation. The more I see the upcoming teenagers and 20-somethings, the more and more hope I get. Because I'm looking at these kids in this generation and the way they are standing up for the underdog. They are standing up for those who are being treated badly, and the way they are educating themselves on subjects that we were not allowed to learn about until we were adults. I am thrilled to see it. I am laughing at the No Kings and the protest down in Portland, because it's a really fun mix of boomers on one side and teens and 20-somethings on the other. So I love seeing it. I'm trying to decide if it's a boomer in the inflatable Tyrannosaurus Rex costumes or a kid. Well, at least you're white, so you have a better chance of making it into the States. So as I'm prepping for the day here, my Google Nest speaker, it's the morning routine is it plays me the morning news, and gives me the opportunity to catch up on stuff. And one of the things it was talking about is political refugees. There is a young man who his family came here as refugees. I cannot remember where from, but it was a South American country. And they were able to emigrate here to the States, get refugee status, etc., etc. They came when he was a teenager. He is now in his 30s, married with kids of his own. And because of what the current administration is doing as far as the refugees that they're allowing in, his immediate family, who also need to immigrate to the States for similar refugee reasons, are not being able to come. Because the current administration wants people who are going to be able to assimilate quickly into our culture, which means they're only letting white people who already speak English in, which is infuriating so many people, because we're looking at the fact that this country has been called a melting pot from practically day one. And those of us who know what our country is, are saying that the diversity of the immigrants who are coming to the United States is what makes us such an amazing country. We finished the divination aspect of the live. Now we're doing the chilling with the witchlings. And probably gonna wrap up shortly and go do other stuff. Do I consider Black Canadians African American? No. African American typically refers to Black people here in the United States. Black Canadians would probably be African Canadian, but again, the United States is the only place where we have Irish Americans and African Americans, German Americans, Swedish Americans, or whatever your previous ancestry is, Americans. Which, yes, I can understand when you immigrate here recently saying that you are such and such an American, and yes, I fully understand why Black Americans say they are African American, because of the fact they had everything that identified them as anything other than American stripped from them, and by saying they are African Americans, they are reclaiming some of that heritage. We owe them that. But if your family has been in the States for generations, I'm not sure I like it. But then there are places such as New York where you have a metric ton of Italians. You have a huge Italian or a huge Irish community, and they are very proud of the fact that they are Italian American or Irish American, and in that community, that's kind of different. But I tend to agree with the man behind the curtain. If you were born here in the States, then you are an American. Exactly. Ooh, West African, that's... Yeah. But I will not say anything to someone who chooses to say, I am African or Irish or Italian American. That's fine. I will happily celebrate you celebrating your culture. Same, Jake. I am as white as they come. I even did an ancestry test because I continually get asked if I have native blood, and I honestly didn't know. So yeah, I am white bread as they come, and I am a white mutt. So I am not, I am also, I acknowledge my privilege as a white person in this country, and it infuriates me seeing the way my non-white community members are treated. And there are times, and I'm pretty sure that part of the reason I sympathize with marginalized communities is partly because as a non-Christian, non-straight woman, I am a marginalized, and disabled, I am marginalized. But I see how Native Americans and Black Americans and brown Americans, no matter what flavor of brown they are treated. And I go back to the teachings of when I was a child. What would Jesus do? Jesus told us, the Bible tells us, to treat the foreigner the way we would our family. Treat the immigrant the way we would our family. And I don't understand why people who scream from the rooftops that we are a Christian country can treat people the opposite of the way Christianity tells you to treat them. I don't get it. Please, someone explain it to me. And on that note, my darling dear witchlings, I have a doggy dude who has yet to go for his poopy walk, and that must happen before he gets fed dinner and we go live. So I am going to say I absolutely adore all of you. A mutt, someone who has mixed blood, such as I'm a mutt because I'm English, Irish, Scottish, Prussian, etc., etc. That is it's kind of like a dog who's mixed breed, such as Tooker's technically is a mutt because he's Malamute, German Shepherd, and something else. That is a mutt. So we have taken that phrase and applied it to humans. All right, my darlings, my dears, my beloveds. I am going to remind you all one last time that before we go, this channel is entirely supported by the Witchling community. There are no corporate sponsors here, simply magic and love. You guys are the absolute best. And then I'm going to run through the rest of it. Yeah. Why not? We're here. All right. Gotta have a good closing, right? All right, y'all. Hop over to patreon.com/DieTheYogaWitch to join the coven on Patreon for exclusive rituals, behind-the-scenes content, bonus blogs, early access to classes and workshops, and our own private Discord. Tiers start at just $1 each. And then, would you like to buy your favorite Gen X witch a cup of coffee or maybe some Tooker treats? You can fuel my caffeine habit and his treat habit at buymeacoffee.com/die.theyogawitch. All of my links, my friends, are in the description and on my link tree, which is linktree/dietheyogawitch. Maybe you'd like some personalized guidance. You can book a one-on-one yoga or coaching session with me, join one of my workshops, a class, or explore my rituals and services at yogawithdylin.com. As an ordained minister, I also offer blessings, ceremonies, and custom rituals for all life's milestones. You can find out all about that at dietheyogawitch.com. And then we have our weekly schedule here, Monday through Friday, Daily Divination and Self-Care at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Sunday, we do Coffee and Cues at 1:30 Pacific Time. Tuesday, we have the Bitch and Witch podcast at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Thursday is the Yoga Witch's Cauldron, the Yoga Witch podcast at 4:30 p.m. Friday nights, you can join me for Friday night guided meditation and Yoga Nidra Asana at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Join us. Come check it out, won't you? See you soon. Namaste, my Witchlings.